Difficulty is important. Really important. Not every game needs to be really hard, but they all have some sort of difficulty involved. Difficulty engages us, and overcoming that difficulty makes us feel like we've mastered something. As a teacher, this is one of those things I see all the time. Students who buckle down and get through it all despite failure after failure are some of the most rewarding things I see as a teacher. And since learning is universal, I would like to share a story about a friend of mine who managed to persevere and actually managed to kick some bad habits in the process. This is the story about Kaefa and how he became a fully fledged monster hunter. The year is 2019. Our friend group started playing Monster Hunter World's big expansion, Iceborne. We get a few hunts in, but it became a little bit too frustrating for some. The update had swapped around some of their controls, and there was no way to fix them in the keybinds anymore, so they kinda stopped playing. Simblast, Blue, or whatever you want to call this dapper fellow who's on screen with the most ominous glitch here, I'm just gonna have to call him a dear friend of mine, we continued together. We both really got into Monster Hunter 3U back on the Wii U, and since then, we've been big fans of the series. Anyway, we continue to play, and we go through all of it with impeccable teamwork, grace, and mastery. Sure, we might mess up here and there, but we never really got stuck on anything. At the end of the lifetime of Iceborne, they released a few more updates, one with Alatreon, or Alatreon as they call it in-game, and one with Fatalis. And together, even if we struggled a little, they were both impressive spectacles that we took down together. A few years later, Monster Hunter Rise comes out on PC, and the friend group bands together once again to take on anything that comes our way. After quickly conquering both the main game and the Sunbreak expansions, our friends heard me and Blue talk about how it's definitely cool, but lacked a certain bit of oomph some of the monsters in World had. For example, we fought a Rajang way before we were supposed to in Rise, and we still crushed it because the wire bugs made us maybe a little too mobile. Another example was that the raging Brachydius didn't have its signature explosive meltdown from World. There were definitely cool monsters in Rise, do not get me wrong, but none really hit the highs that World did. Thankfully, it never hit the lows that World did either, but we're not here to discuss that right now. After Monster Hunter Rise, Kaefa, one of my friends we were playing with, asked me if I would be interested in picking up World again, so he had someone to play with. He was one of those who had dropped World in the beginning of Iceborne due to some issues with controls being flipped around, but he posited that since he had picked up a controller instead of a mouse and keyboard, his issues with World had vanished and he was ready to give it another shot. I once again donned my armor and greatsword and jumped back into it. It took Kaefa a while to get into it again, constantly switching weapons back and forth until he finally found the dual blades which he clicked with, but once he was locked in, we got to hunting. Monster after monster, hunt after hunt, we saw all that the game had to offer. We had fun, but it was clear that Kaefa was struggling a little bit more than I was, carded a bit more often, made more mistakes. In short, he just didn't have the experience Blue and I had built up over time. That's fine, and if you do your best and give it a shot, I do not mind dying over and over. I know some people are like, oh, I'll stay in camp, you go kill it, but that doesn't sit right with me at all. Maybe it's because I'm a teacher, but you're not learning shit with that attitude. So let's go out and give it a real try, and if we fail, we fail. That's also fine. The first wall we hit was the newly redesigned Barriath in Iceborne. This saber-toothed tiger dragon is fast and hits hard. Since it's so fast, I normally don't have time to give it the good schmacks with the greatsword as I would like. So I'm not quite as useful as I wish I was. We start dying. Oh well, no biggie. But after a few tries, I noticed that Kaefa got real frustrated. He starts hurling insults at the game and the monster, though thankfully never at me. He's honestly very good at that. We eventually take down the monster, but I know some of the monsters in the future are gonna be even harder than this, so here's hoping he's not gonna lose his temper. Anyway, we forge on. Kaefa gets better and better, and we're honestly having great fun throughout it all. His reaction when raging Brachydius melts down the arena is something I find ever so amusing.
Ah, shit. Oh, God. Ooh. Ah, what? What the fuck? No. Oh Lord. Everything's on fire.
Now he's dangerous. And even though we were close to dying a third time and having to restart, we still beat it in the end. That felt awesome. And then it happens. Into the frying pan we go. It is time to fight Alatreon, or whatever you want to call it. I am going to struggle to be all that useful to him in this fight, so it is actually mostly up to him. Of course we wipe out a couple of times, but we keep trying. Sadly, Kaefa gets more and more agitated as time goes on, and at times a little unpleasantly mad.
This piece of shit. Fuck off! Stop doing that. I'm gonna fucking tear your head off.
I'm afraid he'll do the thing now. Fuck.
Yeah, he's doing it.
Alatreon's readying a big attack. So healing items ready.
Nah, you know.
Damn it.
Why is it so fucking difficult?
We can do it though.
Like, I have no idea if I'm doing the fucking correct amount of damage or, like, any damage at all. Piece of shit.
But in the end, thanks to someone who showed up one day in a stream we did, we beat Alatreon and we move on. Kaefa left the fight feeling like it was a little bit of a whatever fight. He helped, but since we got help from other people online, he felt like he got a little carried. Truth be told, I feel like I got a little carried since I'm a stubborn greatsword user. I mentioned that I was gonna struggle to be useful in this fight, and that's because a lot of this fight is about dealing elemental damage. Kaefa's elemental dual blades are indeed one of the reasons we won, even if he at this point didn't believe he did much. Because while my greatsword is great, raw damage will not stop Alatreon's elemental nova attack like elemental damage will. But even though Kaefa helped, he didn't feel like he contributed all that much even so. That being said, we still politely said thank you to our online compatriots and turned our gaze to the quest board once more. Out of the frying pan and into the oven. Fatalis is next. For those of you who do not know, Fatalis is the final monster that was added to Monster Hunter World. He has a lot of health, he hits like a truck, and even one little slip up means you're dead. Monster Hunter has a lot of monsters with incredible designs. Some are complex, some are simple, but Fatalis is just a black dragon with horns and a long tail. No patterns, no complex designs. It's just a black dragon, and there is beauty in its simplicity. It commands attention. The music that accompanies this monster is like a herald from the heavens that this is it. You're going up against the worst the world has to throw at you, and you better be ready. Other monsters might have cool themes, but this one is in a league of its own. This fight, even with all the stuff you could possibly want in the game, this fight is hard. I'd done it with Blue some years prior, but we were two very experienced hunters. Kaefa had seen Hardships, but I was always there to help bail him out of the worst of it. This time, there was no such luck. The fact that I had dragged him along with me throughout the game meant that he hadn't really been able to learn to kick his bad habits, and here, they came out to haunt him in full force. Before you get to do the Fatalis fight for real online, you gotta go through a story mission with an NPC. A friend cannot join you, so essentially, Kaefa is on his own for the beginning of the fight. Death after death after death, and there's nothing I can do than sit in Discord and listen to his mounting frustration. I start giving out tips, I look up weapon guides for him, we work together, and after about an hour or two of trying and failing, it finally uses his big Nova attack and sets the whole arena ablaze. Kaefa's NPC friend is down for the count, but it's finally time for backup. I join up, and I arrive at the arena ready to slay the dragon, along with... Oh, quest failed. Alright, no worries, we'll just try again. Oh. Okay. maybe we should think about our approach here. Let's see if we can upgrade Kaefa's armor a smidge. We set off for a bunch of classic Monster Hunter digressing and side questing and upgrading, and when we're finally back, Kaefa all blinged up with a new armor set, ready to take down the beast, we jump back in. And oh! Ooh, fuck, that didn't go so well, did it? Okay. Let's give it one more go. Oh no. In the end, Kaefa says,
Let's just get someone online to help us.
I understand him very well. He wants to get it over with, and to be honest, so do I. I've got other things to do as well, but in the back of my mind, I remember something that happened when my wife, Fox Burrito, played Dark Souls 1.
That me.
Yeah, that her. She got stuck on a boss, the gargoyles to be specific, and in the end, she summoned help for that fight. When she beat it, she wasn't given a moment of pure catharsis. It was like she felt like she hadn't truly beaten it, she had just kind of skipped it. So she didn't leave the fight with the most positive feelings. Part of me fears the same will happen with Kaefa, but in the end it's still his call. I still let him decide. We meet up with some lovely people online, but apart from the constant disconnects that Monster Hunter World suffers from,
Communication error. What the fuck? Got piece.
Even with help, we could not beat it, and Kaefa was not happy. He is feeling pretty dejected. I still think we can beat it. Hell, it wasn't even that bad when Blue and I did it some years back, so I know Kaefa can do it too, but maybe not yet. We gotta learn the monster first. We decide to sleep on it, and as we end the game, we talk about how Kaefa reacts to the hardship and brutal difficulty spike.
Dude, sometimes life sucks and it's difficult to get through the day, and afterwards I would just like to chill with a game and unwind. I like getting really powerful and to break the game wide open and to feel like a badass. This game is starting to make me feel worthless and I get enough of that already. This fight sucks, and if this is supposed to be the end of the game, then I guess I'll never fucking beat it. It was so fun before this, but this piece of fucking filth is changing that.
I get it. Truth be told, there have been many a time where Kaefa got maybe a little bit madder than I hoped he would. He gave up on the Melania fight in Elden Ring, and when you get that stuck on something, it's hard to look at the victories that carried you to the point you are now. However, there was something interesting that he mentioned, though.
Man, how do you do it? I wish I was more like you. No matter how difficult things get, you always seem to keep your cool and just keep going. How do you not get frustrated and annoyed?
Well, the truth is, I do. Of course I get frustrated and annoyed, but instead of getting mad, I tend to look at what I myself did wrong first and then learn from it. I know that I can fail at something 1,000 times, but all I need is that one time where it goes my way. And as Bob Ross once said, you gotta have a little darkness to cherish the light. And you know how it is with sweets. A little bit of salt brings out the sweetness, just like hardship finally makes the success sweeter than ever. Some days later, we tried again. This time, it went much... Ow! Ooh! Ouch! Ooh! Yeah, this time it went pretty much the same as the last time. Though, when Kaefa got mad, he got a little less mad. It was like there was a little bit of a limiter on him, and he kept asking himself what he did wrong that time. Sometimes that question came out a bit aggressively, but I think you could tell that he wasn't just fighting the formidable foe that is Fatalis, he was also fighting another formidable foe internally. We weren't winning yet, but sometimes the fight itself is almost as important as the outcome. We spend some time fighting Fatalis. We try coming up with new ideas. We try to use the rest of the stage to our advantage. We start laying a battle plan. We're trying to learn his moves, but ultimately, it's a fruitless endeavor. Kaefa is mostly just silent throughout this whole thing. We decide to regroup another day to give it another shot, and when it's finally time to put our plans into fruition, something happens. We still die. Oh boy, we still die a lot. But the deaths start becoming a little further apart. Slowly, we got the hang of actually reading his attacks and not getting so greedy with the hits. We die less often, and we notice that now the half-hour time limit is starting to become a concern. Among all the death and quest fails, the time limit we couldn't even hope to reach earlier now was looming in the distance. That feels like progress in some weird way. Wait, what's that? Fatalis flies up and gets to the edge of the arena and gets ready to use the move that previously melted the stage when Kaefa was in single player mode. Phase 2 has officially started, and this is also where the quest ends in single player, so this is all new to Kaefa. It is like we get a bit more pep in our step here. The beast bleeds after all, and that means we can kill it. Some moves are now a little bit different, and he flies now.
They fly now? They fly now!
Yeah, we mess up a bit and we have to retry, but the mood has changed a bit. Kaefa is less on the piece of filth path, and more on the alright, let's give it another go path. We give it a couple more shots and we get to phase 2 again. Once again, Fatalis fucks us up with his new moveset. The triple fireball is especially brutal, but Kaefa doesn't waver much. Once more into the breach. Once more. Once more. We couldn't kill it. We didn't even come close, but when we turned off for the day, we went into the training area of the game and fine-tuned our technique and our plans. Kaefa was eager to find out ways to improve, particularly how best to apply his wounding strikes. There is one thing I try to impart on my students. Sometimes, when it comes to grades, a C is way more impressive than an A. I've seen kids who just get it and breeze through classes with great grades without putting in any real work. I've also seen the other scenario. Kids who start out at rock bottom and claw their way up from there. People who had to endure the constant failures, the self-doubt, but who, for some reason, just don't fucking give up. That is inspiring. A kid who started out at an E or even an F, but still drags themselves through the muck and emerges on the other side with a C, you have my utmost respect, and I am so proud of you. Kaefa is currently dragging himself through that said muck. Next session. Another flame attack tanked, another tail swipe dodged, another slap blocked. We die, we try again. We die, we try again. We are like ants in your house. You cannot get rid of us no matter how many of us you kill. We use the stage to our advantage. We strategize, we theorize, we improve our methods. We even craft smoke bombs to hide ourselves when we need to use siege weaponry. We're in the zone, and we have phase 1 down. And phase 2 is now starting to feel somewhat familiar. And then, another Nova.
It's readying its flame again. Retreat into the fort and use the barricade.
Are you too far away?
No, I'm right behind you. Might be... nope.
Ooh! We rush for safety behind the massive gate, and we've officially entered phase 3. Fatalis is menacing here. His chest glows, he's faster, and he hurts even more than before. His moveset has changed further with lava globs everywhere and a new flame attack that spins him 360 degrees. And this, once again, proves too much for us, and we have to give up here. But only for now. When we turn off the game, Kaefa tells me something interesting.
I'm really glad we didn't beat it when we asked for help online. I want to beat it just the two of us.
Those words were like music to my ears, and we decided to go back to it soon. We both felt like next time would be the one for sure. A few days later, we rejoined the gathering hall, ready to give it another go. We picked up on some moves that worked well last time and decided to look into that angle once more. Our strategies constantly shifted and changed with time, but we were finally ready. We go in. We load up the cannons and open the initial salvo. We hit it where it hurts, and like a well-choreographed dance, we both fulfill our roles diligently. It doesn't take long before we're at phase 2, and we start using both the roaming ballista and the regular ballista, and we keep going, and we hit it where it hurts. Yes, some mistakes still happen, but we know what we're supposed to do, and we know we've done it before. As I said before, the beast bleeds, we can kill it. Before long, phase 3 is officially underway again, and we need to navigate the new hurdles. We die, we learn a little, we try again, and we're back at phase 3 again, this time with even more healing potions. The progression is real! We can do it. Sadly, even if we don't die much this time around, we still kind of run out of time. How can we do more damage to it? We discuss, we learn breakpoints, we refocus our efforts, and we try again. In the end, we didn't end up doing too many things differently. Phase 3 starts, but now we've got a bit more time. Kaefa is like a different person altogether. No longer is he focused on what he cannot do. He is now in it for the thrill of the fight and is eager to learn how to beat it. How can you not be taken in by enthusiasm like that? We have a couple of close shaves with Phase 3, but then something interesting happens. I remembered it from when I did it with Blue, but this time it was like it took on a whole different meaning. The Dragonator is ready, and as Fatalis moves close, 2 gigantic spears pierce the beast's hide and does an incredible amount of damage. In Monster Hunter, every boss has their own boss theme. They're all cool in their own way, but Fatalis has been one fight where the boss theme has been oppressing and horrific the entire way through. Here, at the end of the fight, the final roadblock of the game, the monster finally gets to hear your boss theme. There it is!
Another
Proof of a Hero is such a cool theme, but right here, right now, it stands as a testament to how music can embed itself into you and become a force to be reckoned with all on its own. I lack the words to describe how immensely satisfying it is to hear this theme at the end of it, and know that this monster is now afraid of you. You've got it.
We can do it. We can so do it. We're gonna so fucking do it.
Of course, you still gotta be careful. A cornered fox is more dangerous than a jackal after all.
Get over here, you bitch. We're gonna fucking murder you.
A couple of back and forths later, and...
Oh.
No! Oh, dude, we can do it.
It's so close. So fucking close. God damn it.
I expected Kaefa to be dejected, but no. No such thing occurred. He was hyped, so hyped and eager to get back into the fight.
Honestly, the change that I did, more health that I have, and the more dragon damage,
Yeah?
it seems to be doing a good thing.
Yeah, I agree. The second time around, we were in the zone. This time, Kaefa unleashes the Dragonator on the beast, and our boss theme plays once again. It's so hard to describe. It's like you're getting a second wind. You know you can do it, but the monster is still more dangerous than ever. It's frantic, and my hands were shaking in excitement, but also a fear of making the mistake that sends us back to the beginning again, like last time. We know we can defeat the beast, but can we beat the clock? Oh, 5 minutes left. Oh no! Oh, punishable by death. Yes!
Yes! Fucking hell! Yes! Fucking finally!
It's over. It's finally over.
Wow.
I could not be more proud. Not just of us as a team, but of Kaefa who managed to persevere even through the most devastating setbacks.
I better carve. Oh god. It is one of the best feelings about this game. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm so fucking happy we're finally fucking done. Oh my god.
That day, we celebrated and we talked about our journey to get to this point. Difficulty is important. Enduring hardships together is a thing that creates bonds and strengthens those already in place. In hindsight, I understand that some of the frustrations might have come from him feeling like he wasn't pulling his weight in comparison to me, who had the image of just breezing through everything or carrying him. But he still persevered, and that's inspiring to me on a whole other layer. About 3 weeks pass, and suddenly I get an excited Kaefa asking me to jump on voice chat so he could show me something. I join the voice chat, and I hear a soft, soft melody playing.
So, how do you like it? I bought it just after we beat him. Oh, I'm also making Monster Hunter t-shirts. If you want, that is.
Through the act of overcoming hardships and difficulty, new possibilities open up. I'm of course not saying that every game has to be really hard, and I'm also not saying that there shouldn't be difficulty modifiers in games either. All I'm saying is that enduring hardships is perhaps good for you sometimes, and it is important to learn how to deal with failure. Too often we compare ourselves to people who seem to have it all. People who are good at everything you want to be good at too, and that comparison might sting a bit. Instead, maybe we should look inward and only compare ourselves with, well, ourselves. Are you better than you were before? Well, then that's progress. I guess all I'm really trying to say with this is never give up. Hey guys, thanks for watching, honestly. I am on Linux now, so I needed a little video where I could test out the new workflow and all that stuff. Moved from Adobe to DaVinci Resolve, and, well, I guess I will see how it turns out, but at this point you guys have already seen it. I would like to clarify something regarding difficulty while I have the chance, and that is that all games have difficulty, but what is difficult is based on who you are as a person. Animal Crossing is really frickin' hard for me, because most of the enjoyment of that game revolves around decorating your island and making it look awesome. And I really suck at making things look good, so I'm constantly shifting things and messing with the island layout, and I can't seem to be happy with it no matter what I do, and that's totally a kind of difficulty. Maybe this is another video idea for later, but for now, I'd be really happy if you all wrote a comment saying, "We're proud of you, Kaefa." I think he deserves it, because he definitely earned his proof of a hero. Also, a big shout out to Blue for being a wonderful Monster Hunter partner ever since we started hunting together. And I cannot wait to jump back into Monster Hunter Wilds after this video comes out. By the way, this video has a hidden peely in it somewhere. Can you find out where? Have a good one, everyone. Ha det bra!